I think I chose this career because it uses all of the things that I really love to do. I'm lucky enough where we're a small enough company that we're able to kind of flex our footprint a little bit, and so it allows me to use my almost 30 years of marketing and advertising experience, but it also allows me to use my more than 30 years music experience.
Well, you know, it's a little funny. I don't think I chose this career, it kind of chose me. When I went to Seton Hall, I went to the education program. I wanted to be a teacher, and luckily in the first year they put you into a school, and I soon discovered I really did not have the aptitude or the patience to be a teacher. It was something I didn't know what I was going to do from there, and luckily a girl across the hall had just dropped out of education and gone into communication, and I thought, let me give it a shot.
Actually, I was born into it. My father started an advertising agency in New York City in 1972, and I've been around it my whole life. And I couldn't think of a more exciting way to make a living. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else.
I had an uncle who had a very small ad agency, a technical ad agency. It was just himself and a part-time bookkeeper. But I knew he had and shared this art department. So at that time, I used to go up every single night, and in those days it was the cut and paste up and mechanicals. So I learned how to create my own ads. I learned how to create my own brochures, my own press releases, and I learned marketing. And so from that experience is where I really got a good, background.
I've been fortunate enough to have many great influences in my career. From the very start, I have to say my parents. My dad was one of the hardest working people I have ever met in my life. Some 70, 80 hours a week, juggling 2 or 3 phones at one time, just really getting the work done. And then on the flip side, my mother, who is one of the warmest, funniest people I know. She taught me how to have fun while I was working. That's something I hopefully bring to the table here.
To start out with, it would be my father. He really never turned his back on anything, and he just did whatever he had to get things done, and that's where I really learned my sense of accountability and responsibility.
I guess it starts with my parents. They exposed us to a lot and were extremely supportive. Professionally, I would say David Ogilvy. His book on advertising that I read very early in my career really kind of defined the parameters for me of what advertising is and could be.
The people that influenced me the most, honestly, are my parents. It sounds kind of corny, but they taught me 2 specific things, and one was to have a great work ethic, and the other thing was to have a great family ethic. Both of those showed me what commitment really means.
Again, I think I'm most grateful to many people in my life for many different reasons, but the one that comes to mind right away is my wife, Denise. She helped me start this company. She's a partner today, and she kind of helped me create the kind of life that we both wanted. So our business life and our private life kind of become one, and that's a tough balance to do sometimes, but she's helped me really get that balance and keep that balance.
There's so many people in my life that have given me opportunity. I guess one of the first people would be Doug Turner, who was a big part of the ad club many years ago when I started in the industry. He gave me my first break in advertising and really gave me my entree to my first job.
I'm most grateful to my clients for providing me with a lifetime of challenges and opportunities.
That's my wife. I met my wife when I was teaching. I was the instrumental teacher, she was the music teacher. And some people would say, oh, we made beautiful music together, and we did. But it was my wife who supported me and gave me all of the encouragement to be able to do what we achieved.
Find out truly what part of this industry you want to be a part of. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe through 10 is this. Don't give up. Keep going. Work hard. Ask questions. Most importantly, look to the other people in the industry You have many allies within the industry. Certainly joining an association like the New Jersey Ed Club, where all those people are, is a great thing to do, and I suggest it for everybody. But be open to new things, and again, don't give up.
Chief Dan George says in The Outlaw Josie Wales, and he says, endeavor to persevere. And I can think of no truer words, because it is a constant challenge and a constant opportunity that you have to take advantage of. And if you do not persevere, you just, to me, aren't going to make it in this world.
Well, the advertising business is just a great way to make a living, and it's fun, but it's a creative business, and a lot of people want to get into it, so it's very competitive. So firstly, I would say love it. Second is commit to it 100%. Third is work your tail off. And if you do all three of those and have talent, give me a call.
My personal philosophy is this: work hard and have fun. I think if you can, and obviously there's a balance to strike there, if you can get your work done, work as hard as you can, you may take long hours, but have fun, I think generally it feels like you're not working at all, especially if it's something you love to do.
I guess my personal philosophy is to just always be the best that you can be. Never settle for mediocrity. Be authentic and true to yourself, and always treat people with respect. There's just no way that you can succeed without giving people the respect they deserve, if you expect any back.
My personal philosophy is helping clients solve problems.
I'd like to be known, or the mark I'd like to leave is for bringing something truly creative to the process, maybe just something a little bit different than perhaps others in my field. But I'd also like to be known as somebody who worked hard and did whatever it takes to get the job done. And I think if you kind of ask my clients that question, you might find out that hopefully they feel that way too.
If I have to leave a mark, I think that would be for my daughter. I'd want to leave the most of a mark for her, and that's just to always have faith in herself and to pursue whatever she dreams of doing, and to have a sense of balance in her life always.
I'm really much more focused on what's ahead of me challenge-wise, which is quite a bit. I prefer to let the legacy writing, go to other people.
Our world is this big. It's this big. And so rather than trying to make a mark on the industry, I would much prefer to be able to make a mark or a difference in individuals' lives.
I think the reason why New Jersey is such an important part of advertising in regards to New York is, I think in the rest of the country, people think that everything comes out of New York. You watch a New York Giants game or a New York Jets game, and during the commercials, you see B-roll of New York instead of New Jersey. So I think there's this big New Jersey attitude, small New Jersey rivalry going on. But what people need to know is that some of the top marketing and advertising professionals in the world are right here in New Jersey.
I don't think that New Jersey is in the shadow of Madison Avenue. It's a very dynamic and vibrant business environment, and I think that the advertising community is a part of that. We owe no excuses to New York, and I really get tired of people thinking like New York is the place to be. New Jersey has everything to offer, and I think we've had a lot of incredibly successful people who have made a very big impact on the industry.
Years ago when I started my career, most of the best ad agencies were all located in New York City. That's not the case anymore. There are great agencies all across this country, many of them right here in New Jersey. And I'm a native-born New Jerseyan and very proud of it, and I don't think we have anything to apologize for.
People compare, Main Street to Wall Street. Well, the New Jersey community is the main street. We're the real deal. And let's face it, let's be honest. Everybody that's working on Madison Avenue either lives in Connecticut or, more likely, New Jersey. So I think the real bottom line here is New Jersey, our advertising, PR, and marketing community, we're the real deal.